in this video, we're going to look at calculating the mean using Swift. Calculating the mean is simply finding the average of all the values. So in order to do that, we just need to find the sum of all the values. For example, here in the height column, we find the sum is 1,493.2, and then we divide that by the number of records. I'm going to be continuing on from our previous video where we're creating an extension to the array which will only appear for floating points. So if you haven't seen that, please do go backwards. The video allowed us to look at range and complete an extension which we're going to be using for this next video. So if you don't have that set up, please make sure that you either copy it down or that you make sure that you watch the previous video, because we'll be using similar sort of information. So the first extension we're going to create is for the sum. In order to do that, make a new function, which again will return our elements. We can simply use the self.reduce function. And I did explain this in some of the content for the course. If you're not familiar with this reduce method, it basically gets all of our items and adds them together, all the items within the list. You will need to make sure that they are numbers, otherwise it will cause an error. Our second extension, we're going to create it for the mean. Again, this will return our elements, and then we can return the sum, so using that extension above, divided by the number of items within our list. And that's how we can calculate the sum and also the mean. So we now have an extension available which we can use for our floating point list. So I'll copy this formatting, change that one to sum. So now for my x values, I'll be able to find that I have a method available. And I can do the same thing for my mean as well. So these extensions are going to make it a lot easier when we're playing with large data sets. If you have them pre-written, when you come to do your analysis assignments, we'll be able to just call the functions and focus on the results rather than actually coding up these algorithms which are commonly used. And then when I run my code, I can see it here.